Buongiorno a tutti voi.
Good morning, everybody, dear colleagues, mayors, governors. Thank you to the Holy See and the Pontifical Academy of Social Sciences for this kind invitation to attend this meeting. I bring you the warm greetings of the city and the citizens of Bergamo. It is a real honor for me to be here and to share with you this moment, which is the result of the Holy Father's interest for our communities. And this hopefully will lead us to engage in an effort to achieve sustainable development. Bergamo is a city of Gaetano Donizetti Caravaggio, the 1000 of Garibaldi, but mainly it is the hometown of Pope John XXIII, whose Pacem in Terris was an important milestone in the reflection on human rights. One might seem overly ambitious in the attempt to improve the world, starting from the cities, especially if you consider that Bergamo only has 120,000. Obviously, this may seem unrealistic. Ours is not a metropolis. The topics that are at the core of the Holy Father's encyclical Laudato Si are so universal and so important that national and supranational policies appear to be totally inadequate. Certainly, this is a fitting description of what an average-sized city may do. We are apparently unable to make decisions that, however, can no longer be postponed. We find it difficult to identify an alternative to a limited model of development, and cities can really make the difference. Even a medium-sized city like Bergamo can be a place in which one can experiment in a very concrete way a different relationship with the environment and new ways of combating various forms of distress and malaise. As the Holy Father says, we have to promote an integral ecology because we are all united, and we know that the destruction of natural resources is based on the same approach that leads us to ignore the plight of those in need over the last few decades. We know that boundless has led to a constant expansion, generating slum areas and reducing rural and farmland. Today, we focus on the need to stop using up soil and ensuring that we can rehabilitate our building stock. We have to take care of our green areas and of our landscape, and also reclaim those abandoned areas. This is what the architect Renzo Piano defined as a way of patching up our cities, creating areas and places for social cohesion and community building. And this is one of the challenges of our cities. And we also intend to promote a better management of waste. And obviously the aim behind this is to reduce damage to our environment through mismanagement and to requalify and reclaim our resources. We have to ensure that there is adequate recycling and reuse. Only a few kilometers from Bergamo, we have the largest European waste recycling plant, which can process 120,000 tons per annum of discarded plastic and we also use the plant to treat general waste. 100% of this material is covered, and in this way we avoid 200,000 tons of CO2 emissions per year. As Pope Francis points out, we have to act locally to promote greater responsibility and a greater sense of belonging and community and greater generosity in our creativity. Bergamo confirms this vision, given its extraordinary range of active citizenship initiatives and volunteering. We have neighborhood plans to promote a new model of community welfare. In addition to municipal institutions, we also have the benefit of a network formed by all those citizens who, at a neighborhood level, decide to give their time and energy to care for others and to reach out to those in need and to build the common good. In a context such as this, which is undoubtedly extremely encouraging, there are nonetheless and concerns. Migrants are increasingly seen with fear and are by some rejected. We obviously believe in the need to ensure that our communities may be open and not refuse dialogue and acceptance of difference. We should not forget the lesson taught by Holy Father Pope John the 23rd in Pacem in Terris, said that every human being has the right to migrate to other political communities and to settle there wherever he or she feels it is possible to create a future for himself or herself and his family. And he also warned us that political refugees are people whose integration it is our duty to foster. North Africa and the Middle East are, on the other hand, cynically described as a threat, and only too many doors are slammed shut in their faces, with obvious responsibilities and shortcomings in terms of the state's organization. Some are exploiting the situation and fueling an absurd war among the poor. Poverty and the consequences of climate change are why these people flee their countries. In addition to fleeing from war and conflict, they also flee from situations characterized by an unsustainable exploitation of resources. And we must never forget that we are all members of the same human family in the light of this. So we must strive to ensure that the positive values our community's richness may prevail. We have to take an integral approach to ecology, and we must provide adequate support to the needy and the poor, as well as supporting our environment. Thank you very much for your kind attention.